Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade and this is my June TBR. So I mentioned in my May wrap-up that I am setting a goal for myself to read 8 books in June. 2 books a week because I don't have school and I'm just working and I only work like 20 hours a week, so I have a lot of free time and I don't at the same time, or whatever, that's how life is. And so I'm making myself read 8 books this month. I'm really going to keep myself to it. I'm going to be doing a bunch of reading vlogs to keep me on track. And I just really want to get that done because I want to feel like proud of myself, and that would make me feel really good. And if I can, I would really like to get 10 done because like that is just a fantastic number. But we're keeping it to 8 realistically, so I have 8 books for you guys for this TBR video for June. And we're going to hopefully hold ourselves to it. The first one I mentioned in my May wrap-up for my, currently reading, and that is The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the 4th book to the Raven cycle, so I can't really talk a lot about it, but this is a book about 4 teenagers that get involved in this mystery of trying to find a king, a Welsh king that was buried hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And there's Blue Sargent, who is a very magical girl that comes from a magical family. And then there's 3 Raven boys, who are boys that go to a prep school. And they all become unlikely friends on this quest to find this dead Welsh king, and they discover a lot more about the world in magic. So, honestly, the way she writes is so beautiful, and I'm so excited to finish up this series, but not at the same time because I don't really want to be done with it, but I'm happy to be back reading it. The next book I have is Gemina, Book 2 of the Illuminae Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I thought I would finally continue. So this month I've been inspired to finish series and books that I haven't read actually. Finishing a series, continuing a series, and you'll see a couple books that I picked up and haven't finished. So that's kind of like a little bit of an inspiration for this month as well. But this book is, well, the first book is about this planet that is a mining planet, and then something happens to it and all the people on it, and a ship escapes. And there's another, well, 2 ships escape, and there's another ship chasing them down to prevent them from telling anyone what happened. And it involves this AI that I love, and the 2 main characters who just went through a breakup, but kind of having to deal with a lot of other things. I'm really excited to continue it. I really loved the first one, and I kind of can't wait to see where the story goes. The next book I have is a book that I want to continue with, and that's The Secret History of Witches by Louisa Morgan. I was doing a thing because this book has 5 generations of witches, and I was just reading 1 generation each month because I kind of liked that. But I've been really interested in stories about witches, so I kind of just want to finish up this book, just because I don't want to have so many books also that I'm in the middle of reading. And I thought that I would actually really want to read that, and I wanted to pick books I'd want to read. But this is a book that recounts 5 generations of witches in one family, and the prosecution they're going through the different time periods, as it does start right before. The first generations are before the main witch trials happen, but they're starting to happen, and as the generations go deeper, you see that get more and more involved. And I'm kind of wondering if it will end up in Salem. Oh, that's a big bug. Oh, I don't like that. But we'll have to see. I'm on the 3rd generation. The next book I have, I've been wanting to read for a while, and that's The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. This is about a girl who had her whole life planned out, but then her father is involved in a political scandal, and everything comes crashing down around her. And she gets a summer job where she walks dogs, and I'm guessing there is a love story. Not sure, but it's really speaking to me, I guess. So I've been really wanting to read it for a while. And the next book's also really speaking to me, and that's Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. All I know is about these 2 people that end up meeting, and after they meet, things start to vanish from the world. And just that plot line sounds really interesting to me. So I'm kind of excited to see where that goes and why. I don't know. It just sounds really good. So I'm really excited. I think I'll probably pick that up pretty soon. The next book I have is a book that I need to finish because I started a while ago, and that's The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I am 110 pages in, so I'm not that far in, but it is about, I love how I say about. That's not how I usually say that. That's just how I say it when I'm trying to pause to think of how I want to say next. I say about. But this is about a girl in Egypt? Was it Egypt? I think she's in Cairo, and she's like kind of a swindler. She makes money by selling magical cures to other people, but I'm pretty sure she also has some magical powers, but she never believed in magic until one day she accidentally summons a warrior genie and is taken to a city that she never knew existed, full of magic and wonder, but also a lot of racism. Basically, that's what happens, because there's different clans with different magical abilities. So you see a lot of the different, it's dual perspective. It's also from the perspective of a prince who lives in that magical world, and he is trying to fix some of the problems in the world using money, and like, but he's finding more and more about what's happening in his cities and everything that's going on. And it is a really good book. I don't know why I put it down. Sometimes it just happens. But the next book has been on my most anticipated, and I've had it for a couple months, and I need to read it. And that's Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. And this is about the emperor, not empire, chooses 8 beautiful girls each year to serve as his paper girls. Which is the most it's the highest honor, but it's also the most demeaning. And this year there is a 9th girl, but she is made of fire instead of paper. And that's kind of all I needed to know about this book to want to read it. So must say I'm really excited to see how that goes, especially since it takes place in a different setting than what I'm used to reading, which is one of my favorite things to read about in books. So I really want to get to it. And the last book I have is a book I'm also really excited to get to and really need to get to, which is The Map of Days by Ransom Riggs. It's the 4th book to the Miss Peregrine's Home trilogy. I don't know if it's the start of its own trilogy or if it's I know it's a continuation of the first one. But basically, in the first trilogy, it takes place in Europe, and in this one, they all go to America. So you get more of an understanding of the way Americans' peculiars function, which is a lot different from European, because they haven't been around as long, and I think they're a lot more scattered and unorganized. And I think that'll just be really cool to see. And I am really excited to read these books because for some reason, these books remind me of summer because I read them in summer and I have fond memories of reading them in that chair over there on this deck in the sun. So it's always it's like a happy feeling to pick up these books. So I'm really excited to get to do that. But that's the 8 books I hope to read this month. I really want to. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are also wanting to set some high goals for yourself for summer or anything like that, or any goals you have and any of these books you want to read or what you are also wanting to read right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!